Okay. Hey everyone and welcome. My name is Sparrowvania and this is my weekly video gaming news show. I didn't make a video last week because I was home with a fever, but some stuff happened last week that I want to bring up in this video, so let's jump right into the news. The rumors were true, we finally got our Oblivion remaster and I've been playing the heck out of it. It's very much alike the old Oblivion released in the early 2000s, but they absolutely upped the graphics and they also changed some of the gameplay as well. The leveling system is a little more streamlined now than it was in the old game. It's much more akin to Skyrim, because in the old Oblivion the world scaling was really off and the mod community flourishes. There's already a bunch of new mods and reportedly a bunch of old mods is working as well. Bethesda are gifting Oblivion Remaster Steam keys to the entire Skyblivion team, the team behind the mod for Skyrim. That's where they got their Skyblivion name from, I guess. They're even promoting Skyblivion in their trailers for Oblivion Remaster, and that's a great thing to see. That both the remaster and Skyblivion can exist together, and that's fantastic mentality from the developer. And Oblivion Remaster hits over 4 million players in 3 days, and I'm not that surprised because, I mean, it's an Elder Scrolls game and we all love Elder Scrolls, immersive sims. And no one does immersive sim fantasy like Bethesda Softworks. At least I think so. And as I said, I've been playing the game. I've been doing some guild quest chains. I think I'm done with most of them. But I remember the guild quest chains to be much longer from when I played it back in the day. But now they feel kind of short. I powered through the Mage's Guild quests in like, I don't know, maybe half an hour. And then I was the Archmage Guildmaster. So they're pretty short, but they're fun. And I mean, it's a big world full with hundreds of quests of different alignments. And so there's stuff to do in Oblivion. And for me, it's like playing the game for the first time again, because back in the day, I didn't play it that much. My favorite Elder Scrolls was Morrowind, with Skyrim as a close second. But Oblivion is great. It's a big map. I don't really like the map, but that's a me thing. I think it's a very compact map, and it feels like you're always walking uphill or downhill because of the map is basically a giant crater with the capital city in the middle. So I don't know. I just feel like it's a smaller Elder Scrolls. That's what I feel, but I'm probably wrong. The map is probably the biggest Elder Scrolls map, but it just feels smaller because of how it's built. But great game. I highly recommend it. There's new voice lines. I don't think there's new quests, but the expansion pack is included in the remaster. Also, V Rising got its new expansion, Invaders of Oakvale, which brings a new biome, new bosses, new enemy types, 3 new weapon types. There's also some QOL. They've implemented a treasure room now that you can build. It's basically a craft from storage, which is a very welcome feature, and I think that craft from storage should exist in all of these survival crafter games, at least after some kind of progression, maybe not straight from the start. But anyway, I've been playing it some. I'm not quite yet at the expansion content, but I think I'm level 50 or something in my solo save. It's a great game for both solo play and for playing with friends. V Rising is a very cozy survival crafter. Nothing is timed. You can do everything at your pace. It's focused around hunting bosses for progression. And the bosses can be quite tough. It's about learning the boss's attack patterns and countering and avoiding. And of course, having gear on par with the boss. And as I said, it's a very cozy survival crafter. I'm building a vampire castle. It hits right here in my Castlevania heart. And V-Rising got its 1.0 update, I think, around a year ago. And the developers has just been pumping in content in the game since the 1.0 update. And I love post-launch support. It's great to see developers' passion for their game, even after it's released, even after they've cashed in, they still wanna work on the game. And another game was released last week, and I'm sorry beforehand if I'm slaughtering the title here, but Clair Obscure Expedition 33 was released last week. It was developed by Sandfall Interactive, which is a French studio, and they sold 1 million copies after just 3 days after launch, and Game Pass sales are not included, and those are really impressive numbers for a first game. But I mean, the game looks stellar. I haven't played it myself yet, but I'm definitely gonna. It looks like a mix of Final Fantasy, Persona, and Nier, and that's right up my alley. Looks to be very story heavy, and my partner liked those games, even if those are single player. We're gonna play together. Congratulations to Sandfall Interactive for releasing such a well-received game. Looking forward to playing it. And also, Nintendo. I really don't like talking trash about Nintendo, but since they're doing these decisions, I just can't be quiet about it. It seems reportedly that many, if not all, third-party games for the Nintendo Switch 2 are gonna be on a game key cart, which doesn't contain the actual game. It only contains a key or a code which lets you download the game from the Nintendo eShop, which renders the games useless for collectors at least, and I think collectors are the only ones buying physical nowadays. And there's no longevity in game key cards, and I think they would be better off just selling them digitally if this is the way they want to do it. I don't think any collectors are going to want to buy these. As I said, I'm not going to collect the Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards. They will be useless in the long run. So yeah, it's really sad to see. I don't know why Nintendo is making all of these decisions. They've been in the front line with physical media in the past, but now they seem to be ushering out physical media. They seem to shape physical media in a way that are gonna make us choose digital. That's how I feel. But I don't know, maybe they've got some other grand plan that I'm not seeing. But yeah, for a collector, for a physical collector, it's a sad future. And also, I'm sorry if I'm slaughtering his name here, but Nintendo's president Shuntaro Furukawa has announced that the company will not be able to satisfy the demand for the Switch 2 launch, for the Switch 2 on launch day in Japan. 2.2 million people in the region had applied for the pre-order system via the My Nintendo store, and Nintendo won't be able to satisfy that demand. And investors have said, or they have speculated, that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be the biggest console launch ever. And it's pretty scary that Nintendo is not ready with stock, because in the past they said they want to combat scalpers, and if they don't have the stock now, they won't be able to combat the scalpers. So if you haven't pre-ordered a Switch 2 already, it might be tough getting your hands on one. And also, I want to recommend not recommend because I haven't played it, but I want to point out a new game that just got released in 1.0. If you're a fan of colony simulators, akin to RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included, Ratopia just got released in 1.0 this week. And It's basically a well-received RimWorld or Oxygen Not Included like. It's basically a colony of rats, and you're supposed to build their colony, take care of the rats, defend from invaders, and explore the surrounding environments. I'm gonna try it out, and I just wanted to point out that it's in 1.0 for anyone interested in colony simulators. Anyway, that's all the news I have for you this week. Please hit like or hit subscribe. I'll be back again next week with some more news, or it's gonna be this week. Yeah, this weekend. Anyway, have a great day, have a great week, stay safe, and take care.